welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now, post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you'll find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form, or even entertaining as we go along. If you didn't know who I am Sandra, author of this beautiful book, Asexual Perspectives, 47 asexual stories, love, life and sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I'm also the founder of Asexuality.com and founder of Asexualist Academy. Welcome to tonight's episode, which is earlier than usual, as you can see. Hi, Heather. Hi, 50 Shades of Asexual. Hey, Sandra. Oh, thank you. I love that, Heather, 50 Shades of Asexual. I think I thought about that title for a book, actually. But that'd be very hard. But yes. So why am I wearing a black hoodie with the hood up? It's lovely to see you, Heather. Nice to see you, Sam. So why am I got my hoodie up and saying, has Sandra gone over to the dark side? What does this mean for asexuals and asexuality? So I kind of feel weird wearing this, but it's kind of relevant to the thing. Right, okay. Oh, hi, Theola. Nice to see you. So if you were on yesterday's live stream, you may have noticed that I did briefly touch on something about what I'm doing in the future, right? And I want to tell you the full story because Eddie said that means you're going over to the dark side, does it? And so I want to discuss this. I'm just going to tilt my Mac up a bit so you can see the rest of my hair nearly. Right, so this is really important I tell you guys this because I want to tell you the truth, right? So I don't know if you remember on last night's live stream, I did say that I was made redundant, and that was a very long time ago in 2017. I was made redundant from my full-time job. I worked in a department store for 5 years, right? So I had the security of a full-time job. I did all the asexual stuff that I do. Like I did the lot, I wasn't live streaming back then every night. I was uploading videos to this channel. I got my book out. This book came out in 2017, July 2017, in paperback. It was January, I think, when it came out in Kindle. And so, I was doing all the stuff I do for asexuals, the blogging, everything. I was doing all that on top of a full-time job, right? So I was doing all that. If you can imagine, I had the security of a full-time job. I was doing all the asexual stuff on top of that, and I was working, earning money and all that type of thing. So in the UK, redundancy means that you are laid off, right? The company decides they no longer have your position available. In my case, it was cutting hours, and I couldn't survive on the money they were giving me for the low amount of hours, right? And so I got an opportunity to take redundancy pay. And that means that I'd have to go on British benefits in the UK, right? I'm being completely open and honest with you here about my situation. It was in 2017 as well that my guinea pig, Angel, who you might have seen before on this channel, she got diagnosed with diabetes in that year. So I lost my job in 2017, October 2017 was when I last worked for an employer. And my baby girl Angel, she moved to live with my parents with Chestnut, who was alive at the time, who's not alive anymore. And she was diagnosed with being blind and diabetes. And her diabetes is such that she has to be injected twice a day. I had a panic attack at the vet, so I couldn't do it because I don't have a fear of needles and blood. So she went to live with my parents, right? I lost Chestnut, as you know, the year before last, and after a major operation, which was the same op that Angel had, which Angel pulled through, thank God. And so Angel has to have like around the clock care, like she has to be injected twice a day, she has to have insulin, she has to have needles. That costs a lot of money, right? So in 2017 the insurance money covered Angel's care, right? But they won't reinsure my guinea pig daughter Angel. They won't reinsure her for diabetes, right? So after the pot of money runs out for her diabetes cover under the 2017 insurance, it comes to an end this year, most likely in September, depending if she needs any extra treatment. So, you know, her medication is quite expensive every single month. My mum's dog was diagnosed with a heart murmur last year. And so my parents can't afford to pay it. My parents pay a lot for Angel. They pay for all her food now. They give me the money back for the hay and stuff. So pretty much the only thing I do is pay for her insurance every month. I'm still pay for her insurance every month, which has gone up by £10 a month. And I have to, from September, pay, or earlier than that, pay for her meds, which is a lot of money. Which I can't, you know, my current situation is since 2017, my redundancy money went down very quickly. I spent a third of it on investing in stuff for my business. So when I'm doing the Asexual Meetup Mastery course that I've told you about, that is hosted on an external company's platform that is reliable, highly secure. It's on Amazon servers, right? I don't have the facility to do that myself, so I bought access to another company's software, if you like, and I upload my courses with my Asexual Academy onto there, so it's secure, because I had problems being hacked, and I don't want that at all affecting the people who give me money for the course or people that have my free courses. So you can be rest assured that on the actual Asexualized Academy site, where the courses are, it's completely secure in Amazon servers. Do you know what I mean? It's the highest security you can get, and that's because I do it through a company, and I embed. You probably don't know a lot about website design, but if you do, you'll know what I'm talking about. I embed that Asexualized Academy that's on the third-party software site. I embed that in my Asexualized Academy WordPress site. So if WordPress ever goes down, people can still access their courses directly through my site on a platform I use called Envanto, right? So it doesn't matter if I get hacked, it won't affect the courses, it won't affect any payments. No one's, you know, you're not going to get your details stolen, because it's actually on their servers, which they pay for Amazon, which is highest security you can get. It's very expensive to do that, but as they're a big company, they can split the cost obviously out of all the people that are giving them money. So I invested in that and in email marketing, more higher email marketing and chat bubbles. So you might have seen the asexualized.com blog. That's got a chat bubble on there. I paid for that. It's not a free thing. It's not a free plugin. I paid to have that chat bubble on there. I paid for a service that comes with email marketing chat bubble. And it also, you know, I get emails to manage that. I end up getting a few people come on my site and talk to me through that chat bubble. So, you know, all this type of thing cost a lot of money from my redundancy, right? And then, you know, people don't realize that even though I'm doing a lot of stuff for asexuals, the majority of it is still free, right? I have got the Asexual Meetup Mastery course coming out. It will be a premium course, so it's not going to be one of these cheap courses. But I've been doing it since September. And for all the work I've been doing for it, you know, which is like 4 months of work, the money that I'm going to be charging you is going to be those who want it. Obviously, you don't have to have this course. Those who want it and need it, you know, it's going to be minimal compared to all the hours I've put in. Do you know what I mean? Like it'd be working for less than a penny probably a day or something. I don't know. But it's do you know what I'm saying? It's less than a penny. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be quite a lot less, put it that way, than all the hours I've actually done. Do you know what I mean? Penny an hour or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, to cut a long story short, you know, that is the situation, that majority stuff I do for asexuals is still free. You know, I have 3 website domains for asexuals that I have to keep up. Obviously, I pay for unlimited internet now. Fiber broadband I pay for, some more expensive because my Mac used to stop like pretty much working. So I had to upgrade that a couple of years ago. When I was, you know, since I've been doing all this asexual stuff more and more. And, you know, you still have to, people don't realize that all the free groups and everything like that, people still have to pay for it. You know, a lot of asexuals do expect things to be free because it's more like a community sort of thing, right? But everything has to be paid for, even when in Facebook groups. Unless I have access by internet to go in those groups, I can't run them and manage them. I mean, obviously I've got Sam who does as well, but do you know what I mean? My best friend Sam's in chat, they manage it as well, not just me. But do you know what I mean? If I haven't got access, I can't do it. So everything costs money, you know, access to internet, which includes going on Facebook, you know, my domain names. I pay business insurance every month, which is half of the money I get. Well, over half usually I get from my books, you know. So I'm very, you know, some people don't pay business insurance. They don't care. But I pay business insurance that covers me for building websites for people, blogging, covers me for coaching, covers me for training online, covers me for pretty much everything. My books covers me for pretty much everything I do, right? almost everything, right? So years ago when I started out, I noticed there was a call for asexual t-shirts, people going on asexuality.org, they wanted t-shirts, but I've designed a load of them. There's like 60 designs on Redbubble. They get a lot of favorites, but the sales aren't the same as the favorites. The favorites are huge. I've got like 172 when I looked a while ago, and it's like 31 sales. That's a huge, weird kind of difference, right? People love my stuff, but a lot of people start copying my work, you know, and I'm spending like 1 to 3 hours doing it. So I've stopped designing t-shirts. I'm not going to never design anything ever again, but I've just stopped doing it all the time because it's not a productive use of my time when people are not buying them. One is I don't do them for myself. I do them to help other people, and because other people say they want t-shirts. And, you know, if people are not going to be buying my stuff, even though they like the look of it, then, you know, that's great, but it's not helpful for them. It's not helpful for me. So I've stopped for the foreseeable future doing that, unless people specifically say, I want this t-shirt, or, you know, I've got an asexual meetup group, we want 10 t-shirts, you know, make us this specific design, which I can do that. I can do a private link so people can get an exclusive t-shirt just to their asexual meetup group, for example. You know, whatever asexual group they're called, I can do that for people. Do you know what I mean? And so, you know, there's still opportunities there. If people still want it, I'm happy to do it. If I know there's customers, right? That's not a problem for me. But there's pointless me keep going and doing stuff that's not working. I do this channel because I keep getting messages from people in comments saying, thank you so much, Sandra, your videos are really helping me. I had another comment last night saying my videos are really helping them. You know, and I'm really, really blessed and fortunate for the whole community here, you know, and for the constant messages, like I said, I've got lately of not just my books, but I've got a lot of more comments about my videos, these videos helping a lot and helping people to feel not so alone, not so broken, and that they're okay. And that really is important to me. You know, this work I do for Asexuals is the most important work in my life. You know, in my books, my writing's my hugest passion. I could never live without writing in my life, and followed closely by asexuality. So why is this video all about is Sandra going to the dark side? Well, the thing is I need to keep a roof over my head. I need to live. I need to eat, to breathe, to pay for all this stuff as well, to do stuff for asexuals and to continue doing it. This is the reality. And the majority of the time I've been like a lot of the time living off a lot of my savings, right? Which obviously is not sustainable, right? I mean, don't forget I lost my job in 2017. That is a long time ago, right? This is the 3rd year now, and I can't continue to do everything for free. It doesn't make financial viable sense. Hi Eddie, come to the dark side. Ha ha. Yeah, so yeah, because Eddie was the one who mentioned the dark side, which I'm going to talk more about in this video, because I think it's important that I share all this with you, because I always like to be honest, and I'm sharing my own asexual journey in order to help you in yours and my life journey, you know. So this situation is such that I need to pay for Angel's medication in September, right, which I don't currently have the money ongoing for, right? And the situation is that I've been doing stuff free for asexuals for a very, very long time, which I'm happy to do a lot of stuff for asexuals still. I still want to do stuff for asexuals. I still want to write more books, you know, that isn't going away. But what it does mean is that I have to be doing other things, right? Now, I'm going to be doing some new businesses this year, right? And one of them is going to contradict one of them could be seen as contradicting stuff to do with asexuality, right? So one of the businesses I'm going to do is helping people to sell products online, right? There is a way I found out of making money online, which you can do from the comfort of your own home, which can be hugely successful. I have the skills for, because I've been in retail for like 19 years of my previous life, but I don't really want to say that because I don't like talking about birth certificate age and stuff like that. So I've done that for a very, very long time in my life, and I've been able to transfer those skills to be able to sell physical products online, right? But that takes time, energy, commitment, attention, right? I mean, otherwise it's like going to a job where you just stood against the wall watching customers go by and you do no work, right? So with this particular thing of selling physical products, for the last month I haven't really been doing anything with it. I can't focus on it, can't concentrate on, because I've got to get my Asexual Meetup Mastery course finished, and obviously I'm working on the Asexual Guide to Sex book. When the Asexual Meetup Mastery course is finished, I'm then going to be going on to help other people make money online using the way I do, that I know I'm good at. I know all the techniques that people don't know. I know how to get like triple the amount or quadruple or 5 times the amount of money for one sale. You know, I know how to do all this stuff. It's something I know, but you have to focus on it. You have to give it time and attention because it's a physical product. It's not digital. Like digital, you can download overnight, right? It doesn't matter. Like if I sell a book, I don't have to be physically there. But when you're selling physical products, there's certain things you have to do. You have to give time to attention to it and to get rewarded for it, right? I mean, I have customers that come back to me. I have people that write me really nice messages, customers that still from that, you know, write me messages like Christmas messages and stuff, right? I'm good at what I do on that, but it requires time, energy, effort, and focus because when you're selling physical products online, you have to list the items, right? And put a description, photograph, and all that lot, right? So when I'm doing stuff for asexuals, particularly the asexual meet and master course that's taken a long time, and I've got problems with my Mac keep deciding to pack up because of the storage problem at the moment, which hopefully should be sorted out soon thanks to my beautiful friend, then you know, it makes life very, very hard. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing this to get sympathy or anything. I'm just telling you this because I want to tell you my plan. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, obviously for asexuals, some people will want to make money online, asexuals, because I know they struggle as well, like I do, to work for an employer. For me, it's very difficult for working an employer. One is I'm very, very different, as you've probably noticed. You know, I don't like to take orders from people, really. I'm more of a leader than a follower. I don't like to be told what to do, but I will be told what to do within reason, but I won't be a robot. Do you know what I mean? I have my own mind, and a lot of the time in the jobs I worked in, they like you to be robotic. They don't want you to have a vivacious, bubbly personality like me. They don't want a strong person, specifically female. But I have worked in male industries a lot, so I'm kind of, yeah, you know, I'm trained. I've been a manager for 7 years previously. I was earning shed loads of money, really, in comparison back then. Do you know what I mean? I was a manager, so I was earning a lot of money. So I was living comfortably, you know, then. Do you know what I mean? I was like, you know, I wasn't worried about money. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't helping asexuals back then. You know, I didn't really know totally my life purpose back then. You know, I was manager, you know, so but you know what I mean? It's like when you're different, it doesn't matter like how you're different, even if you're not like me. If you're different, you stand out like a sore thumb. You know, you don't really click with the people that want to go out to work together and talk about catty conversations and bitch about people. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not that type of person. I've always gotten better with guys than women. Right. And then I don't want to be going on a girly night out where they're all bitching about things and painting their nails and talking about their hair. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm not into that. It's not my thing. So, you know, one job interview I failed to get years ago because I wouldn't go out with them in social situations because I just wasn't my cup of tea back then. I go clubbing. I'm going clubbing tonight, as you know, but it wasn't my cup of tea to do that type of thing back then. Right. So that was it, just because I wouldn't go out with them. Right. I'm quite different now, but do you know what I'm saying? Life throws you curveballs sometimes, right? And I believe everything in life happens for a reason, right? So with regards to what's happening this year in my life, the next stages I'm moving on to talk about, you know, like to help people to make money online, because I found out a way that does actually work, that you can get money quickly, which I've been using to put towards helping me, you know, like survive over. Hi, Richard. Survive over the last, you know, like since 2017. If I hadn't had this way of making money, I would be, you know, like it would be hard. I mean, it's legal because it's just selling personal items, you know, and so, you know, you as long as you're not running it actually like a full business, then that's fine. Whereas I've been doing that part-time, you know, just continuing my self-development, mostly got some courses coming up and socializing with certain people more. How about you? Oh, Sam, sorry, Sam and Eddie's having a private conversation. Right, okay, let's get back to the live stream. So yeah, so what's really good is I've lost my train of thought now, sorry. I do apologize. Right, so what's really important is that I tell you what's coming up. So I'm going to be doing this physical product thing, which could help a lot of asexuals, because I get a lot of asexuals in my groups that are, you know, it'll be an online training course again, and I get a lot of people in my group saying that they're working from home, they find it hard to work for an employer as well, because asexuals generally tend to be different, right? We don't fit in to the crowd, right? We are different. A lot of us, I've noticed, in asexual groups are very different, right? A lot in asexual groups are very different. A lot of asexuals, we don't fit in with the norm. We don't fit in with the management establishment. I don't know if you've actually noticed that about yourself, but I find it quite a lot in my groups. I notice a lot of asexuals work from home. They want to make a living at home because they feel that they can't work. And a lot of asexuals have depression, anxiety, right? Which means a lot of the time they find it hard to work for an employer. They don't want to be in social situations. They would rather work from home. So obviously, although this is not directly linked to asexuality, I will be doing like courses, which hopefully some asexuals will come on board with that as well, because I know I have the skills. I'm very confident in that because I've learnt them for years. I'm trained in retail, selling physical products, right? That's my forte. So I know I can help people. Once you've got these skills, you can actually use them to adapt to different selling environments, particularly physical product environments, Sam, I certainly do not fit in with the normal life. Exactly, Sam. I know, Sam, you said you're interested in the course, taking the course, didn't you? So that's really good. It'll be good to have you on board. But yeah, it's going to be a good course. It really is going to be a good course. It's very, very good. So yeah, I thank you, Sam. Yeah, I know a lot of asexuals don't. I see a lot of them trying to work from home or already working from home. It's difficult for me as well because I do have fibromyalgia. I have bought that book out last year, as you know, which does tell people how to manage it super well. I'm great at managing it well, but they are very thanks, Sam. I'm going to be so good to have my best friend on board with my new course doing that, selling all that. It's going to be great. I know you're going to love it. It'll be so good to have you. So yeah, I'm so excited. See, I'm getting excited already about that. I can't contain my excitement. So that's really, really good news, because I should be helping more asexuals to help make money online, which I know we all need. And because I got fibromyalgia, it is difficult working with someone else. I manage it really well, but there's certain things that's not good for me. Like I can't really do heavy lifting. My arms go into spasms. Yes, I can physically lift a lot of the stuff because I'm very strong. The physiotherapist said I'm very strong in my outer muscles, but not inner muscles. So I can lift quite a lot of weight, but usually it causes me problems afterwards, right? I found out I had fibro because my arms started going into spasms from holding a 19-inch television, right? When I worked for the Sony Centre for a while. I don't know if I'm mentioning something here, but yeah, and I was carrying TVs, and then the teas, just carrying a load of teas was putting my arms into spasms. I was having ibuprofen 40 minutes it was taking to get better. I had to leave the job in the end, right? So as one of my entrepreneurs friends says, the days that break us are the days that make us, so that's kind of difficult. I really need regular toilet breaks. and being very personal here, and I need to sit down sometimes because my legs are the worst affected area, right? And to be honest, just the whole stress and anxiety that comes with having a normal job. I do usually get bullied by one person in a job because, I'm although I'm a strong person, I'm a very kind, empathetic, sympathetic, sensitive person. And they always usually use one person who decides to be narcissistic or abusive to me and start the bully culture, right? I'm telling you that as an honest thing, right? I don't need to pile that stuff in my life. Do you know what I mean? I don't need the hassle. And even being in a normal job, like trying to do a normal job, like I need regular breaks. I need breaks every 2 hours because I get low blood sugar. So these are quite a lot of things, that an employer doesn't want to know. If an employer, I've been a manager before, right? But I had people who were dyslexic working for me and who had mental health problems. Sometimes sometimes I took those type of people on. But there's a lot of people that won't do that, right? And if a manager's got a person who's able-bodied in front of them, that doesn't need regular toilet breaks, that doesn't need more than a half an hour lunch break, or can even skip their lunch break, that can do heavy lifting and all these things that I can't do, they will always usually pick that person over the other person. Doesn't mean to say that I'm not highly skilled, that I can close sales deals just like that. I'm very good at customer service and could potentially sell them a lot more merchandise products and get the repeat business. They don't actually see it like that as initially. All they see it is shop floor time, getting work done, I want bums on seats type thing, right? This is how a lot of the management culture thinks. And a lot of my experiences in retail, a lot of retail shops actually that aren't online, because the business I'm going to be talking about and teaching people's online business, selling physical products, I used to sell them in retail stores, right? That's why training is. But in the UK, I don't know what it's like in your country, but in the UK, shops are just shutting down and going into administration, and thousands of jobs are being left overnight and lost in the UK. It's very difficult to get into retail again and to actually be there for a while. Most shops are just shutting down. So if I go back to a retail job, likely is I'm going to be redundant again very shortly, right? I'm not saying this to be negative. I'm saying it because I understand retail. Everything's going online. Amazon is putting a lot of people out of business, right? It just is. It's the way it is. You know, they are pioneers in what they do. They overtake everything. They do better prices. The overheads of retail stores these days, you know, are so high, and their margins are low, especially if they're price matching internet. Sometimes they can't even do that because you're losing money, right? So this is the current state. So I have to be doing other businesses, other stuff besides asexuality. This is going to eat into some of my time, obviously, right? I think I've established a good community here. I don't want to lose that. I'm still going to finish my Asexual Guide to Sex book. It's super important to me. That's going to be out this year. I know that for definite. The Asexual Meet and Master course I should have finished soon, but again, my Mac decided to pack up tonight, so you know, it's slowing me down a little bit doing that, but it will be done, right? And then I'll be going on to this physical product selling business, and it's going to be really good. And so obviously I'm hoping some of you are going to come on board with that. You know, it's going to be a really good thing to have that as well. So, you know, it's going to help a lot of asexuals, I think, that do need to just know some extra skills for selling at home. It's going to be really good. And then as that's going to go with another brand, which is all about making money online as well. And then I'm going to be bringing out the dark side. So if you were here on Eddie's stream, I was going to say on my stream, but Eddie contributed yesterday. I nearly said Eddie's stream. There we go. And if you were on yesterday's stream, you will know I talked about a new brand that I am going to be doing this year called Erogenicity. I bought the domain erogenicity.com last year, right? Now, this is where the dark side comes into it, right? Okay, because some of you might think I'm going over to the dark side, right? Has Eddie put it. So what Eddie meant by that is obviously erogenicity has a sexual flavour to it, right? And yes, I admitted yesterday, and I've said it before in previous videos, but I wanted to do this video especially to focus and tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing, is, you know, I am going to be doing the brand Erogenicity, right? What does this mean for asexuals and asexuality? I will come on to shortly, right? So going over to the dark side, Eddie said that because it means the more sexual side. It means the opposite, kind of the opposite to or it could mean the opposite to asexuality, but does it really? Okay. So if you didn't already know what erogenous means, there's certain parts on the body which basically, if you touch them, lick them, kiss them, suck them, can give a sensation in the body of the person receiving it and giving it as well. So it's basically, you can have erogenous zones that are non-genital areas on the body, that are non-sexual as such, but usually it makes people aroused, turned on, and a lot of sexuals, it prepares them for having sex, right? And they do, if they're good at having sex, then they use these erogenous zones as well throughout the sex foreplay type stuff. I know this is not really totally what you're interested in, but I'm telling you what I'm doing so you are knowing what I'm doing. So I'm not doing anything behind your back. So you still know I'm asexual. I'm not leaving you. I'm not doing anything bad, right? But it is really, really going to get me out of my comfort zone, right? Because I am a sex repulsed asexual for me these days, not for other people. But still, I get a bit squeamish and a bit about certain sexual stuff, right? It's not something that is, you know, like necessarily, how can I put it? It's not something that's necessarily what I want to be totally focusing on. Do you know what I mean in my life? And so you might think, why am I doing this erogenicity brand, right? Okay, so like I said, erogenicity, erogenous zones are all over the place of the body. So, for example, the non-genital areas such as the earlobes, the lips are highly erogenous, the neck, all these things you can kiss, right? And you can get a lot of physical pleasure out of this, right? I'm not saying for asexuals it's going to be the same as a sexual, but you can, right? And some asexuals are very sensual, right? They're sensual without being sexual asexuals, right? So sensual is all about touching. So if you're touching, you could be touching certain places that still is erogeneously stimulating to the person receiving it. So even if you are not sexually attracted to someone, right, you could still be touching someone in a certain way that arouses them sexually, right? Or just makes them feel really tingly and good in their body, right? So erogenicity is going to be a brand that's all about being erogeneously generous with your partner. Yes, predominantly my audience for that is most likely to be sexuals than asexuals, right? This is why I wanted to tell you this, because I don't want you thinking that I'm dark. So but I wanted to tell you the truth, right? Because I mean, Eddie meant by dark because that's sexual, but let's look at sex, right, in broad terms, right? Okay, I'm asexual. I don't experience sexual attraction. I don't have the need, urge, or want for partner sexual intercourse. It's not interesting to me, right? I appreciate there are others in the world that are not the same as me, that are sexual, that have sexual needs and desires, that for that be, you know, to be a part of, to be in a relationship, they need that physical stimulation, they need the sex, they want it, right? I understand that. I live in a big world, even though I also live in the asexual world, which is like completely different half the time, but I do live in this world, you know, and I am going to have to do products for sexuals. The reason I'm doing the erogenicity brand is because despite the fact I'm asexual, I've been in heterosexual relationships for over half of my life, right? And I understand heterosexuals, even though I understand asexuals probably even better. I understand heterosexuals to a certain degree. I understand how good sex works. I understand the erogenous zones. I understand how to turn a guy on, basically. I understand the physicalities of it. I have a lot of experience in this department. And I feel like on this channel, I'm talking more about relationships and dating, which I do from an asexual point of view, right? But there are a lot of things I can teach sexuals despite being asexual, right? And I need to get asexuality recognized as a sexual orientation throughout the globe, you know, not just in asexual communities, not just in LGBT communities, which other people tend to do rather than me, but in the right great big scheme of things, right? So if we look at the fact that erogenicity doesn't have to be about sex, right? But obviously some people use it as a means to sex. So being erogenous, but erogenicity I put together, meaning erogenously generous, right? That's what I clump together, right? So it's going to be teaching sexuals or anyone, you know, asexuals on the more sexual end of the spectrum, but it's going to be teaching them how to be more erogenously generous with their partner. So it's a more loving type of sexual type of interaction, if you like, or physical interaction without the sex. Do you see what I'm saying? So there is a niche that I feel that I can fit into there, that I feel I can do really well and excel in. And am I scared? Yes. Am I thinking it's weird? A bit, because of I'm asexual, I do this channel, I'm all for asexuals. Yeah, I do think it's a bit weird, to be quite honest with you. I think it's kind of very strange, you know? But let's look at sex, right? And is sex really dark, right? Is sex dark? Yes or no? Okay, so this is a great big question, isn't it, right? I think sex is very dark when it's used as a form of abuse, as a form of manipulation, as a form of control, as a form of hatred, as a form of lust, as a form of affairs. I think there is a very big dark side to sex. I think there's a very big dark side to it, right? But is it all dark? Is it just because I don't like it? Well, you could argue it could be light, because at the end of the day, a lot of us were made through conceptual sex, like penis vagina type sex, right? So we were born from sex. If sex didn't happen, a lot of us wouldn't be sat here watching this now. We wouldn't be alive. So we have to be grateful and thankful that some people do have sex in that experience, right? And a lot of people believe that having babies are miracles. And it is a miracle that we are alive. So in that way, sex could be used as seen to be light, you know, a light. This is like the lighter side of sex, the more worthwhile of even having it in that respect. I don't personally want kids, but I'm saying, you know, if I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for sex. Do you know what I'm saying? I have to give it some weight. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to, but I think it's good to, right? And so I wanted to be completely honest with you about this, because I don't want you seeing, you know, like me coming out with something and you thinking, what the hell is she doing? She's asexual. Why is she going against us or anything? I'm not going against you, right? This is very difficult for me to do. in the sense it's going to be out of my comfort zone. There might be things that I need to make myself do to train people in certain techniques that I don't really want to do. I'm not going to do porn. I'm not going to strip off or anything like that, right? It's not going to happen, right? Because it's going to be educational. I don't believe in being like that, right? But there are going to be certain things that I'm going to be doing and showing and techniques that might be kind of like far out too sexual, right? For asexuals to like even comprehend or think, well, how the hell are you going to do that? What are you doing that for, right? So I'm being very honest because I need to make money. And if you didn't already know, because I have trained a lot in personal and professional development since 2012, I've learned how the highest, the major topics for making money online is health, wealth, and relationships, right? And I am going to be doing some more stuff for asexuals do relationships. I'll probably have a course come out, later on about that. But I need to make money a lot more quicker, a lot more faster, because if I want to continue doing these shows, if I want to continue writing books for asexuals, if I want to continue having websites, I need the money for that to pay for that, right? So I'm going to be using the money I make from other things, these other businesses, to still plow into helping asexuals. So in terms of asexuals and asexuality, how does it affect it? It could affect it in a very brilliant way, in a very amazing way, because one, it means I can continue my work for asexuals. A lot of what I do is for free, right? That is not sustainable. When I am not going out to a full-time job, I'm pretty much doing this all the time, right? I'm here like a lot of hours a week at night now, right? And I'm pretty much doing this rather than doing an employed job, which obviously is not sustainable, right? So I need to be doing something else. So yes, if I was going back into retail or shop work or working for someone else, there's bound to be sexuals that I have to come across and sell products to, right? It's going to be a given, right? Yes, I don't necessarily have to sell them stuff to do with the sex and the body or erogenous stones, yeah? But I know what I'm talking about in that department. I mean, I've been thinking about the course I'm going to be doing for it and everything. I'm getting flashbacks now to what I used to do with my ex, right? Which is weird for me. It's kind of crazy for me. It's way out of my comfort zone. It does put some fear into me, because when I talk about sex on this channel, I'm cool with it. It's like matter of fact, educational, not, even though I talk about personal stuff, it's like I feel safe here. I feel safe on this channel. I know I'm loved by this asexual community here. I always appreciate you. I love you to bits. I'm not leaving you. In fact, it's going to be helping asexuals because I am going to be saying that I'm asexual when I'm doing these courses, right? I'm going to let everyone know that I'm asexual, which is going to be quite controversial to them as it is, because imagine a sexual person, I'm teaching sex stuff to them, basically, erogenous stuff to do with sex stuff. Some of it's going to be to do with having great sex, even though I don't personally want to do that myself. I'm going to be teaching them this stuff, and I'm going to be saying I'm asexual, which is going to be very contradictory to them. But that's what I need to do, right? I believe everything happens for a reason in life, and I can sit here and I can live in fear all my life. Fear of, if I do this erogenicity brand, what are the asexual people going to think of me? If I do this erogenicity brand, what if it goes completely wrong? If I do this erogenicity brand, don't forget, I have been thinking about doing this for a very long time. I've probably thought about it for at least a year. I've been, I've got the domain last year, but I was thinking about it for quite some time before then, because it's very opposite kind of in some ways to asexuality, not always, because I am very erogeneously generous with the upper body of a guy with clothes on, with no genitalia, going on. But I can do stuff where I'm sat on a guy's lap, which some asexuals wouldn't like, which is erogenous, but I'm not even touching him, right? But it's still an erogenous thing to do, basically, because I'm sat on, his lap. So it just is a natural kind of teenager thing for me to do. I don't see it as a really sexual thing as such, but it is very sexual in behavior to a lot of people. Do you see what I'm saying? So Eddie, oh yes, teach me. Well, I'm hoping, Eddie, you'll come on the course, but yeah, you might be very shocked. We're like, oh my god, Sandra's teaching all this stuff. But I think anyone on the more sexual end of the asexual spectrum, they might actually like this. Any asexuals that are actually thinking about being with a sexual person, I think this course is, the erogenicity course, I might be doing a membership program ongoing. I think some of stuff for asexuals they'll hate. They were like, what the hell are you doing? Because I'm telling you now, this is not going to be predominantly geared towards asexuals. It's going to be predominantly geared towards sexuals. I have to make that clear, right? Heather, congrats, you'll be fine, Sandra. Oh, thank you, Heather. That's really nice to have your support, because obviously I don't want to lose my community here. I mean, I'm getting a bit emotional now, because it's like, I've been, oh my god, I'm getting emotional now. Thank you. That's really sweet, because it's going to be difficult for me. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't like sex, and I'm getting upset now. I wondered if I get upset because it's going to be hard for me, you know, but I'm going to be good at it. I'm always good at what I do. Do you know what I mean? I have to have belief. And if there's going to be any, thank you, Heather. That means a lot. If there's going to, I can't stop crying now. Once I start, I can't stop. Eddie, does your sales course translate to affiliate marketing? I know yours is physical products, so can it work for digital also? We're not talking about erogenicity course here. We're talking about the sales course. The sales course is specifically, thank you, Heather. The sales course is specifically for selling physical products on a certain platform that is huge, which people don't realize. And it's not eBay. So it's kind of in competition with eBay. So this particular thing, it's not got anything to do with affiliate marketing. Nothing to do with affiliate marketing. So Eddie, I do some affiliate marketing. I do make some money at affiliate marketing, which is helping me to pay for domain names, but it's got nothing to do with affiliate marketing, and it's geared towards physical products rather than digital, unless you've got a digital product that you're actually having on disc, which I'm not sure if you're allowed to use on this platform, because I was thinking about doing that myself, putting stuff on discs and selling it as a physical product. And I'm not sure if they don't like you selling digital stuff, but if you put it on disc, I think you might be allowed. I'm not sure. I've got to look into that. The price for the courses. So for the selling the physical products online course, that's going to be a £97 course to start off with, early bird offer. And that's going to teach you every skill you need to know to sell their physical products on this particular platform. But it is personal items, so you've got to have stuff to sell that you're willing to sell of your own items. So it's going to be £97, which is really cheap for the amount of skills I'll be teaching you. So I'll be teaching you how to what happens after a customer approaches you. There's a certain thing they do, and it's how to change their inquiry into them buying from you, showing up, collecting the item from you, and actually getting the money, the cash in the hand. A lot of it's cash in hand. But I'm also teaching PayPal as well, because you can get people to pay by PayPal and post, and that's like part of the course as well. So that's what the that's the first time I've revealed that on public. So the £97 it's going to be. That's an early bird offer. It won't be that price going forward. That's like the really early cheapest price, because the skills I'll be teaching in that, you know, once you learn them, you'll be able to sell on this platform just over and over again every month. USD 125.19 US dollars. Good lord. Yeah, that's really cheap for an online course teaching you how to make money online selling physical products. That's really cheap. I mean, I've spent £400 before on a course, which wasn't even how to teach you to make money online. It was £400. That was reduced from nearly £2,000 to 400. That was teaching people how to create online courses and getting marketing it, basically. So I spent £400 on that. You know, I've spent a lot of money. I've bought software myself that's been like, one of the softwares I bought that doesn't even work. That's £139 plus VAT. I think it was 179. That doesn't even work on my websites, so I had to do that as a write-off. I bought another thing which was £179, which was how to turn blog posts into ebooks. But I've never used it because I wanted to. It was supposed to be creating, be able to do 3D covers for your Kindle books as well, but that never came to fruition. That didn't work. So so I've spent a lot of my own money doing learning a lot of stuff online. I probably will do an affiliate marketing course at some point. But yeah, I don't know, Eddie, if you're saying good lord as in that's really cheap, or good lord is in that's a lot of money. I don't know which one you're thinking. But when you're if you're learning the skills to make money online, once you've got the skills, you can just use it to make money again and again and again and again. So yeah, I don't know whether you're saying good lord as in bad or good. Do you know what I mean? But the Asexual Meter Mastery course is going to be more expensive than that on an early bird offer. Whichever one is okay for you, because do you know what I mean? I mean, the Asexual Meter Master course I've been working on since September. we're now at the end of January. That's like 5 months. Do you see what I mean? So there's a lot of work that goes into these courses, you know, a lot of hours and time. If I was working for an employer, I'd be getting thousands of pounds for creating these courses because of the amount of hours I'm putting into it. You know, like I'm doing loads of hours. Do you see what I'm saying? So you know, once you've got these skills though, I mean, I don't want people who are just not going to bother following the course, who are not going to take any action, who are not going to actually do that, you know, who are not actually going to take action and sell things online. I mean, there's no point in me selling a course to someone which would be really cheap and they're actually not going to do anything about it, because they're not going to sell anything online. They're going to be like, the course doesn't work. If you pay money for a course that's a reasonable amount of money, you're more likely to actually take the course, do it, make the money and succeed at it. I've learned that. You know, if you get free courses, yeah, sometimes you do take free courses, but I've got Udemy courses, loads of them free. Have I watched them? I've watched a few. I've done a few, yeah. But the ones I paid for, apart from one of them so far, I've watched them all the way through and completed them because I've paid for it. So when you put money down, you're investing in yourself. You know, people will get scared about, oh, this costing money. You're investing yourself, right? People buy a jacket that's £60, right? They buy shoes that's 80 or 100 or even £200, right? If you consider the skills that you get of selling online will be for life, whereas a jacket could be fall apart at the seams. I mean, even my coat I had to stitch up. My waterproof coat, I had that coat 2 years and I had to stitch it up because it's coming apart at the seam of a waterproof coat. I've had it 2 years. It's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? When you've got the skills from a course, you got them for life. So it's an investment in yourself, an investment in your future. You know, and people, like I said, I mean, people pay money on food shopping. You go in and it goes down the toilet. Do you know what I mean? When you're investing yourself in courses and you're paying for courses, you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your education, you're investing in your personal, professional development growth. And, you know, you are actually, growing yourself. So people pay more than that for university. I mean, how much is university fees? If a foreign student comes to Exeter University for a year, just 1 year, it's £16,000. And, you know, there's tuition fees and stuff is a lot of money. So online courses, just like you'd pay for them, like if you go to college, you know, most college courses are £80 upwards. They're £80, 100, 200, depending on how many weeks you do it over. The good thing about an online course that I do is you get an online access. You'll get online access to the training, lifetime access. You get all the modules for there that you can actually look through at your own pace. There's going to be a lot, you know, of information. I'm going to like giving bonuses and stuff. One of the bonuses is going to be listing the products that I've sold, so you know straight away what sells. That type of thing. It's just going to be great, you know. And once you have these skills, you've got them for life. So, you know, some people some people are a bit weary about like paying money out for courses, but it's part of education. You pay for it to go to uni, so buy it from someone who you trust and you know who knows what they're talking about and who can cut your learning curve short and give you the skills for life. You know, it's very important. I've paid a lot of money. I've been to business seminars in London. Right in the past, I've to get loads of online money making skills and stuff. I mean, the physical product thing is something I got told by my best friend. You know, my best friend over Christmas and over the last couple of months, she's made like £500 to it on this thing. You know, she was the one I learned from. She's a pro. But she doesn't know everything. I know some techniques that she doesn't even know because I've trained in retail for years. But if it wasn't, but she's trained in physical product selling as well for a long time. She's done trading for a long time. So, you know, I learned some of my skills for this from her. And she was the one who introduced me to it, you know, when I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? You know, I've lost my job. My redundancy money's gone now. What am I going to do? Everything's going to, you know, going all over the place. And so, yeah, she taught, you know, she gave me some pointers, but there was certain things that came up and I was like, I don't know this. She's not told me the answer to this. Like, people will come on and say, is this available? And it's like, how do you change this person from saying, is this available, to actually putting cash in your hand? That takes a lot of skill. And I have those skills. I'm good at closing. I'm good at persuading people with physical products. I've done it for a long time. I'm very good at customer service, which is obviously part of it. So, you know, once you've learnt these skills, you'll have them for life. And I've made more money, you know, doing this type of thing than I have, you know, like selling books. Like sometimes I do like double or triple amount of money that I do selling books on Amazon. Do you know what I mean? Amazon's huge. So you know, there is you know, these are the skills that you learn for life, and it's, you know, it's a very good price for the amount of education. I'll be doing a group for it as well, a Facebook private group that only people who pay for the course can get into it. And I'll be sharing other stuff that I sell as well in there, so you'll get like ongoing training as well, which is going to be a huge commitment from me, which is why I'm telling you guys all this now on this asexual channel, because my time is going to be divided more elsewhere. But if I don't do this, I'll be going back into an employed job this year somewhere along the line, and I won't be able to have as much time for the asexual stuff anyway, because I'll be working like God knows how many hours, and I'll probably be getting quite ill at the same time if I have to do a job that's not good for my fibromyalgia. Do you know what I mean? I don't need the stress, hassle, anxiety, and worry of a job in, you know, employed job. And I know a lot of stuff. I've been trained, like I said, since 2012. I mean, when I went to seminars in London, I would go to the seminars, and I would also be paying for travel and transport. I used to pay between £300 and £600 to go and get educated in London, to go and attend business seminars, to go and stay in you know, well, a lot of my past business expenses went in that. You know, it's a lot of money to go to London to attend business. Like sometimes the business events are free, but you still got to pay for the accommodation. You got 3 nights accommodation. You got all the food to buy and all that lot. You know, every time I went up was at least 300. And so, you know, I've invested a lot in my education, but I found that actually the most thing I'm best at the moment so far is selling these physical products on this specific platform that's very easy to use, that most people are on anyway. And I've had the most success with that, and that's kind of because it's going back to my roots. It's going back to what I'm passionate about. It's going back to the interaction with real customers in real time rather than just online. It's going back to the physical selling. You know, it's going back to that root of who I am in terms of selling. So you know, but I do have, you know, I do do some affiliate marketing. So I might do a mini course for people in affiliate marketing, like a beginner's course, you know, that type of thing. So that's something I probably will be doing, is part of my makemoneymakecash.com, which will go with the other my makemoneymakecash.com is going to be one of the brands that goes with the physical product. They're going to link together, because the physical product selling is one way people can make money, make cash, but obviously affiliate marketing is the other thing, which I have learned how to do. I do know how to do it. It's harder than it looks in some ways, but it's also, you know, once you've got it, it's, you know, like you can get different types of income. You can get residual income or one-off payments. You know, you want to be really getting the residual income, which is like coming in regularly, which is really important. So I'm going to be doing that. And then obviously the erogenicity brand, you know, like, you know, I'm sorry if you do think I'm going over to the dark side, but I'll always be the light in the dark. Just think that. And I'll always see my asexual people here for you to be the light as well, because I love you dearly. You know, the erogenicity brand is going to be very, very huge for me. I'm going to have to be working with sexuals a lot, which is going to put me out of my comfort zone. Like when I talked, like I was saying, when I'm on here talking about when I'm on here talking about, you know, sex, it's fine, it's educational, you know, like unless I get trolls on here, everyone's being adult about it. You know, we know that we're not interested in sex, it's not really for us, we have to put up with the world being like that, you know. But obviously when I'm doing the erogenicity brand, I'll be in with the vultures and sharks as well. If I can call sexuals that. And I mean, one day it might be very weird, because I might be like, all the sexuals see like all my asexual stuff, and they're like, why are you saying that we're so bad when you're saying what shits asexuals say to asexuals? Do you know what I mean? They might be like, are you telling us off? You know what I mean? It's going to be a bit contradictory and controversial, I guess. But, you know, I wanted to give you a heads up, because the erogenicity brand, I really believe that I can do well at it, you know. And, you know, sometimes you do have to face your fears and do it anyway. You know, I've thought long and hard about it. I've been psyching myself up for a very long time. It's not something that I'm looking to think, you know, it's not something I imagined myself doing years ago. It's not something that I had in mind till like last year, because I like passion without sex, and that's how it came up, you know. But, you know, if I just go for passion without sex, you know, a lot of sexuals won't want to do that. And then I'll have the same problem I'm having now, whereas I need to sell a lot of stuff to people. You know, I need to sell a lot of units of stuff. I need to make a lot of money online so I can continue to live in my flat, because I don't want to be out for home, to be quite frank with you. And you know what I mean, I need to be doing stuff, so I need to shift my butt this year. So I'm going to be doing other stuff I've not actually taught people, which is, you know, how to make money online and stuff. I haven't really taught people that, but I've been training in that for 8 years now. So it's about time I showed up and took my leadership role in that I needed to do, you know. I'm looking for serious people who are looking, you know, like looking to make money online, not, you know, or looking to follow through on the course and do it. That's a huge reason why you don't do courses too cheap. One is because it's not efficient for you to do it. What's the point in you even creating courses if you're just going to do it cheap? And do you know what I mean? A lot of people won't even finish the courses. They're more likely to finish it if they invest in themselves and think, God, I've spent money on this, now I have to do this. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just like you know, like doing it willy-nilly. I need to actually you know, knuckle down to this and do it. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, with the erogenicity brand, I will be, you know, gearing it towards sexuals. I'm doing research on the mingle2.com site at the moment, which I've mentioned. I actually feel quite comfortable being on there. I don't know why, which is quite a weird. I feel comfortable in the sense I think I'm meant to be on there. So I'm guided by my intuition in life. You probably know that I'm a very spiritual person. I talk a lot about spiritual stuff on this channel, and I'm guided by my intuition. My intuition says these are the things I need to do this year, right? These are the things that I need to do. I need to do the physical product business because I can help people. Like if I was to die tomorrow, which is what you have to put yourself in the position, if you die tomorrow, to die tomorrow, what would you regret, right? I would regret if I didn't do asexual stuff. I would regret if I didn't do writing. They're my two priorities, right? It always have been for years. As you know, I've been doing this channel since 2015, right? Live streaming now, you know, nearly every night apart from when I was sick or whatever, for like, you know, since July the previous year, not last year, the previous year. Yeah, so like it'll be 2 years this July. So I've been doing, you know, asexual stuff has been my priority, it's been my focus. But obviously, you know, if I keep doing the same thing and not doing anything money wise, it's going to come to a stage where I've got problems where I live and got problems living and surviving and eating. Do you know what I mean? And I'm being honest with you. I'm being real with you, right? So, you know, yes, I'm saying I can make money online, but like I said, for the last month, I haven't been focusing on that because I've been focusing on asexual stuff. Do you see my problem? If I'm always focusing on asexual stuff, right, and asexuals are a minority, so I'm not going to sell so much of it stuff to asexuals, that's where the problem lies. Not because I don't want to do stuff for asexuals, but just because I do need to make some money. You know, everyone needs to make money to eat. It's natural. So the asexual meetup mastery course has taken me a lot longer. I mean, there's hours and hours of work since September. I mean, it's crazy. Who does that many hours of work? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. But you know, I believe it's good. I believe it's good experience. It's taught me how to edit videos really, really quickly. I mean, that's going to be the biggest course I'm probably ever going to do. That's probably going to be one of the biggest courses I'll ever do in courses, full stop. I mean, I think it's nearly 60 videos. It's just crazy. I've still got some to finish, you know, which I think will be 60 by the end of it. So it's really crazy. I mean, if you imagine you were doing that for a company for 4 or 5 months, you'd be getting thousands of pounds for it. You'd be getting at least £1,000 a month for working. You get £5,000 for doing that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I'm charging peanuts, you know what I mean? So you have to put it into greater context. So yeah, with the erogenicity brand, I'm going to be likely doing it, an online course at least, or a membership site, or both. I haven't decided whether it's just going to be a course or a membership site, or I'm going to do both at the moment. But if I do a membership site, it's going to be ongoing, like 1 video a month, which will be teaching techniques for people to be more erogenously generous with their partner, which will mean touching the body and all that type of thing. And it will get quite heated, it will get quite hot, and it will get quite sexual in some of it. And I'm being honest with you because I don't want to lie. I don't want to hide anything from you. I don't want you to see the person, oh, that person's changed. I might change in some ways. I'm not going to lie to you. We each go on our own journey in life, right? And we have to just go with courage and live through our fears sometimes, and we have to develop and grow ourselves as a person. And I feel this is the right thing I need to do. I feel it's very brave and courageous of me. I feel that Heather, you've got to expand your business. Exactly, Heather, thank you. I have to expand my business. If I don't, I won't be here. I won't be here for any of you. Do you know what I mean? I won't have the internet. I won't have a home. That's the situation. I need to do something. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I said, you know, I can make some money online, but what I'm going to be teaching you with the physical products, it's not going to be a full-time income. Some people do earn a full-time income from it. I've seen people on YouTube doing full-time incomes with what I'm going to teach you. So it's not like it's impossible, but I live in a flat, right? To do a full-time job in it, you need kind of a big, like, whole room to put all your stock, right? Which I don't have, right? So I'll be teaching it as, you know, a side income, a side hustle, extra money, right? That you can get again and again and again. Right, so that's what it's going to be. I'm not promising thousands. If I was promising thousands, I'll be charging thousands for the course, right? £97 is you know, relative to the amount of you know, like you can get that money back in a few sales, right? I mean, you could get back in one sale depending on what you're selling, but you know what I'm saying, it's relative. You know, there is a person who does a course which incorporates this thing, and he's charging $999 dollars, I think it is, for the course. So it's nearly $1,000's worth of dollar. Do you know what I mean? And some of it, you know, like, I've looked at that, you know what I'm saying? So my course is going to be inexpensive by comparison. That's why it will go up in the future, because I know the skills I can teach. Once people have got that, especially people that are entrepreneurs, business minded, they will just run with it, and they will probably start creating a whole part-time, full-time, you know, like, they'll probably dedicate a lot of the time to it, and it'll become a really regular business for them. They might even blow it up into a full-time business for them eventually. Do you know what I'm saying? So I know that, you know, there'll be a lot of people doing stuff like that, and that's what the people I want, you know, to do the course is people who are going to learn it and implement it. I want students, they're going to be successful, not ones that aren't, you know what I mean? And just, you know, because doing a group as well on Facebook's going to be a lot of my time. Sam, you should make use of your skills and experience as best you can. You'll be helping more people, growing yourself, and making the income you need to survive. Thank you, Sam. I mean, you're my best friend, and I know you're highly sex repulsed as well. So it means a lot, because, you know, I don't want to lose any of my friends over this either, you know. But yeah, I do need to help more people. If I can help sexuals to be better sexuals and better people, it's going to be good, you know. Because a lot of them, they just, you know, a lot of sexuals, as much as I say about them, you know, a lot of them, they don't have a blooming clue. A lot of people, not just sexuals or asexuals, they're not living their true authentic life. They don't have the life skills, they don't have the relationship skills, they don't have the sensual skills, they don't have the, you know, a lot of people, sexuals for example, they think sex is just stick it in each other, you know, it's boring. That's, you know, like they go elsewhere because there's no passion in their relationship. If they were creating more passion by using erogenous zones rather than just having the physical sex and focusing on that all the time, their relationships would be a lot better a lot of the time. They'd be having a lot more passion in their relationships in a sexual way, a lot of them, but it will be in ways that's not just intercourse. They focus so much on the intercourse, they're missing out on the bigger picture. And this is why a lot of them, they're going elsewhere. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with cheating. I don't agree with them looking elsewhere. A lot of the time it's their problem. They're not growing and developing themselves. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, there's a market. I know people want more sex, and the way they get more and better sex actually is by doing other stuff that's not the intercourse bit. Do you know what I mean? To make the person, you know, like, and obviously being more honest as well. I'll be talking about, you know, stuff not to just do with physical stuff. I'll be talking about mental, emotional stuff as well. But I believe it's the right thing for me to do. And I believe that that's going to help asexuals and asexuality more, because I need to reach sexuals. When I say that, it sounds weird. I mean, I need to reach a sexual audience, an audience of sexuals with asexuality. I have to do that. You know, I know I'm very spiritual, and I know part of my destiny, well, my major purpose is to get asexuality recognised throughout the globe. You know, asexuality recognised throughout the globe as a sexual orientation in its own right. The only way I personally am going to do that is by infiltrating, if you want to call it infiltrating. It sounds like something out of an alien movie. Infiltrating sexuals. You know what I mean? It's like getting in their space, getting in their head, getting in their lives in a good way, so I can help them, so they trust me and they know what I'm saying is right, that asexuals are real. We exist. It's a real sexual orientation, and they can take us seriously, because I will be a leader in that as well. I'm not going to do something half-hearted. I'm not going to do something without my fullest investment and effort in that as well. So yes, that's going to be a lot of work for me. It's going to be a hell of a lot of work, but hey, I love work anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of work, because I'm going to be trying to do the physical product, then I'm going to be doing the erogenicity brand. And at the moment, to be honest, some of my mind's going really, really towards the erogenicity brand. Like it's thinking of all this stuff. Like, you know, I'll be doing videos about what you can do in the shower. And so, you know, I know you don't want to hear this if you're sex repulsed. Be like, what you can do in the shower together to like, you know, and what you can do when you're just out in public together and all this type of thing. Because I got kind of a naughty girl side to me sometimes as well, which people don't. Well, of course you know, really. I'm kind of one of those sweet, innocent, controversial naughty girls. What can I say? A contradiction. But yeah, so you know, I wanted to tell you this, you know, because I want to be honest with you, you know, and I really believe that the only way I can get asexuality recognised is to get more sexuals in front of me and to literally wake them up to the fact that not everyone wants sex, and that's only going to be a good thing for asexuals and asexuality. You know, I need to get this globally, and the erogenicity brand will probably be a very big global brand. It'll be something that's very different to what they're used to, but it will fill a niche. You know, it will fill a niche, and I will be doing more books. I'll be doing books for sexuals as well. I already started writing one, you know, and the Asexual Guide to Sex is geared towards asexuals, but obviously some sexuals are going to buy that book. So once I've got that book out as well, they will see me more as an expert in sex, which sounds crazy. I'll be Sandra Bellamy, the asexual sexpert, which I kind of am anyway a lot of the time because I get sexuals come to me anyway. But you know what I mean? It's like, how can you have an asexual sexpert? Because I can, because I've got a different view. That's why it's so good being asexual, because I have an outside view of an opinion. I have a very unique perspective on sex because I am asexual. That's what I bring to the table that a lot of sexuals can't see because they're in it. It's like, you know, sometimes when you're in a relationship, everyone's saying that person's bad, it's crap, it's rubbish for you, what you're doing. You can't see it because you're in the relationship, right? You're infatuated, your hormones are flying everywhere. Or in the case of asexuals, probably not. In case of asexuals, it's probably your emotions are all over the place, right? But when you are sexual and all you see is sexual intercourse, and you haven't, a lot of the guys haven't even been taught how to do anything different. They don't even really know what they're doing. They learn it from some probably porn magazine that I don't even look at. You know, they probably heard it from a load of rubbish. They probably are, oh, I just know my bit goes in there. I don't know what to do with it. So do you know what I'm saying? I can literally help them out because they haven't got a clue, a lot of them. Seriously, they haven't. I mean, I had sex with 5 guys, which I've talked about. 4 of them were rubbish. 1 of them was good at it. And I know he's good because he did a lot of erogenous stuff with me, a lot of foreplay, a lot of erogenous stuff, you know, a lot of that. And so I've got all those kind of skills I learned in that relationship, which I've been kind of flashing back to. And it's kind of like really weird. It's like, oh my God, I'm remembering all this stuff. And I remember at the time I did like a lot of that stuff because even though I don't like sex, I liked more of the erogenous stuff. I like more of the foreplay. I like more of the, but not all the time. You know, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't really want to be touched now. But you know, I might change. I might develop and grow. I might be like in the future, I might be more open to being naked with a partner. At the moment, I'm saying no. I'm saying really not. But I used to be naked with a partner, right? I'm saying with a partner. I'm not saying with a stranger, right? I used to be that way with a partner in the past, right? And I used to do sexual stuff. I don't think I'll go back to having sex, but I can't see it happening, right? But I don't know if I'll do any other sexual stuff like I used to. At the moment, it makes me feel sick at the thought of doing anything with genitalia. It makes me feel sick, right? I don't know down the line if I do that, if it will make me feel any different. If it will make me feel so confident with talking about sexual stuff and doing sexual stuff that I just become more confident in that area and go back to thinking it's okay for me to do even though I'm asexual. I don't know if that's going to happen. At the moment, I'm feeling cringeworthy. I'm feeling gross, but you know, it might happen if I got a really nice, loving, caring, beautiful guy partner. It's possible. It is possible. At the moment I'm saying no, but you know what I mean. So I am going to let you know that I might change a bit, or I might develop parts of me that you know, that maybe I've hidden, or maybe I've not fully come to understand or realize about myself. You know, I do sometimes like to sexually express myself, but not with genitalia, directly touching that, you know. So you know, it's going to be a bit shocking if any asexuals do start watching that. But I mean, if you're on the more sexual end of the spectrum, if you know, like if you're grey sexual, for example, or even have grey asexual areas, if you're into a lot more touching, a lot more foreplay, a lot more body touching, you know, if you're on the much more sexual end of the asexual spectrum, then you probably will like some of the stuff. You probably have anything to do with intercourse. If you're intercourse repulsed, you won't like, you know, because I am going to be going to that because it's going to be an audience for sexual. I have to tell you that I am going to be talking about sex and how to do it. and how to get it better. I'm going to be teaching them all that, right? Which sounds really crazy and really weird. But I wanted to tell you that, I want to be upfront with you about it, because why let those skills go to waste when I could make money from it, and that can help pay for me to continue the work doing for Asexual. So I have to do something. I have to do something, because if I don't have internet, I don't have a home, I won't be able to do anything. Do you see what I'm saying? At the moment, I'm okay. At the moment, I'm okay. Everything's fine in the general scheme, but I've still got some savings left, which I told you I've been helping me out. So it's not a catastrophe, but I need to prevent a catastrophe happening, right? Because even if you make money selling some physical products online, these are your personal products I'm talking about. You have physical products to sell. You've got to have space to actually have these products, to hold some of them, if they're already, you've got them already in your home. You have to have a home to put these physical products in, right? A lot of people send stuff to charity shops. I used to. Instead of selling stuff to charity shops now, I keep it and I sell it, right? And I help someone out. People want people who, you've got a lot of unwanted items in your home that you don't even use, that you'd be surprised about what will sell. Broken things I've sold as well, and people will buy this, and it goes to a loving home. And I've helped loads of customers. I put smiles on people's faces. I've had people being so happy with the things I've sold them. So it's not just about selling these physical products and getting cash for it. It's about making someone else happy. It's about, I've loved that thing maybe for me, because I give away some, I sell some things that I actually do like and adore. I've sold it to someone who's a more worthy home for it, because it's been collecting dust in my home, right? Someone who appreciates it more, someone who really loves that thing to bits, and it's like, wow, I got it for a really good price from you. That's incredible, and I have a lot of happy customers. I mean, you've got over 40 reviews that are 5 stars. They equate to 5 stars. It's the top rating, and I'm very good at what I do on that, so it's not just about money for me. It's about making customers happy. It's about lighting someone else's day. It's about your waste being another person's want. Your thing that's sat making dust, collecting dust, is actually going to be another person's treasure. So there's a very human aspect to the physical product selling online stuff that I'll be teaching people. A very human aspect. You get to make friends with some of them. Some of them become your Facebook friends as well. They message you and send you stuff, and some become regular customers. And so there's a whole world of improving your selling skills, your social skills, and a good customer service, which any job you need for anyway. Any job you're going into in this day and age, you need high good customer service skills, and I'm very good at that. I mean, I used to book appointments for a designer to go out and sell a bedroom or home office, which was £3,000 minimum. These bedrooms were. They're proper fitted. This wardrobe, which you can't even see, this Max in a wardrobe, this was one of the wardrobes, right? I think the whole suite was over £4,000. When I was made redundant, because I've been made redundant 3 times, I got this for a bargain price. I didn't pay over £3,000 for it, right? They were selling it off. This was a display model, but you can't see this because I'm actually in the wardrobe. It's a workstation wardrobe, so all my desk is in the wardrobe, so they don't really make these ones anymore. So it's incredible. I got it. It tidies up my room. It folds in. So these are skills that I really excited. As you can tell, I've been bursting to tell people these skills. I need to show people these skills, and I think on my deathbed, like, if I don't pass these skills on of teaching people how to make some money online, I've tried loads of different ways and nothing has been. I mean, affiliate marketing, I get residual income from now, so that's good. But it's not loads, but it's good because it pays for some of my domains now, which is great. But this is the way I've made the most money in the quickest amount of time, and it's doing something I love and making people happy. Do you know what I mean? When you are making people happy, you get a lot of pleasure and satisfaction from that. It's not just about making money. You get cash. You think, oh yeah, I can go on holiday now, I can go out for a meal, I can, like whatever, buy the book, buy the CD I want, buy the jacket I want, whatever. And someone is getting something that they value, that they feel happy about, that it might be. I had sold something the other day, right, really cheap. I sold that though because I just wanted it out my home, and it was a dish, right? It was a dish to do a roast in, right? I did it on a January sale price in the end, and this woman had broken her roasting dish, and she'd been upset about it, right? Like, who gets upset about a roasting dish? But people do. They get sentimental, they get emotional, they get attached to things. Like, she actually her roasting dish broke, and I think she was in tears by the sound of it. She said, my husband didn't know what was wrong with me. He couldn't understand why the dish, and she was so upset because they were really a lot of money usually. And my ex bought it for me and him, right? This was years ago, and I had it in my cupboard, and it was sat there doing nothing. So I sold it for really cheap to her, really cheap in the end. I had it at a price and I just reduced it because I want it out of my life. I want the negative energies out of my life. I want to clear my kitchen cupboard, and I want it to go to a good home. And and she needed one. She cracked it, broke it, just broke just like that. And she went and got it, and she was absolutely really happy, really, really ecstatically happy. Smile on her face. And that's why the thing I do with the same physical products is not just about making money. It's about making people happy. It's about contributing to their lives, making their lives better, serving them, helping them. So you're getting you're not just getting the money satisfaction, you're getting helping people satisfaction. It makes you feel great. It makes me feel good that I've got some money I can do what I want with, and I can pay for this, pay for that, and I'm helping someone. Someone's day is being lit up, someone's life is being changed by things that you think, oh God, I can't afford that brand new. I haven't got the money. I get paid, but I haven't got the money. What am I going to do? I really need this item, and you happen to be there, and you don't even need it. It's superfluous to what you really need. And you have to learn to detach from your item. So I've had to learn to do a lot of detachment from things, right? I'm like, you don't need that, Sandra. You haven't used it for years. Get rid of it. What's the point in keeping it? Heather, asexual therapy. Yeah, they need asexual therapy. Even sexuals need asexual therapy. But yeah, so it is going to be a very interesting year for me. I'm going to be doing a lot of the physical selling. I think that's going to be my next thing I go on to, because obviously I'm something passionate about. I am good at it. It's a huge commitment from me, especially doing another Facebook group, because I manage 5 asexual Facebook groups, and I'm going to be in this one, obviously doing posts about other products I sell ongoing, probably doing some live streams and that. It's going to be kind of a very huge commitment for me, very scary big commitment. And then and then obviously there's the erogenicity brand, and that's going to be huge. I don't foresee that happening probably till the second part of the year, the erogenicity brand, probably when I've got my asexual guide to sex, but probably after that, but it could be before. I don't know. It could be before and link it in the book, maybe. For if sexuals are reading it, go to erogenicity. If asexuals are reading it, go to this and Asexualized Academy. So you know what I mean. I don't know. Because the erogenicity stuff keeps coming in my mind. It's kind of calling me, do it. This stuff. Do it. You'll be good at it. Do it. And so, yeah. And obviously, when your intuition's telling you to do something, you should do it. You should go with your intuition, right? Even if it seems crazy, weird, strange, abstract, controversial, taboo, and you have to push through your fears. You have to face your fear and do it anyway. Face your fear and do it anyway is all about, basically, we have a lot of anxieties. We have a lot of fears. We fear about people not accepting us for who we are. We have fears around not being liked anymore when we do something. We have fears of upsetting people. We have fears of people leaving us in our life because of something we choose to do. We have fears around, will this thing really work? What if it turns out to be a load of rubbish? We have fears about what if we fail at doing that thing? We have fears about what if it impacts my life in a negative way? What if it does that? What if it doesn't go ahead as planned? What if I get stalked? What if some catastrophe happens? What if I lose time? What if I lose money? What happens? Blah, blah, blah. And this is how you can have all these fears, right? And sometimes you just have to trust the universe and yourself that everything's going to work out. You have to go with the flow. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your intuition. You have to believe in your soul and believe in yourself 100%, and believe in your ability to work things out. That's the best advice I can give you. Whatever you're doing in life, believe in your ability to work things out, even when you don't know now. Everyone doesn't know what they're doing until they do it, and they practice and practice and practice. So when you lower anxiety, you have to feel the fear and do it anyway, and be in the moment with the fear and the intensity and the anxiety to live through it and to get better at it. That's what we have to do in our life. So yeah, I'm excited for the erogenicity brand, but it's also scary from me at the same time. Obviously, I find it a bit difficult because I've been for asexual since 2015. That's not changing, but I have to just know that God, the powers that be, the universe, whatever you believe, gave me a mission. they gave me a mission with asexuality, and my specific mission, specifically to me, is to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation throughout the globe, so that no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again. I know that was given to me by the powers that be. It was instilled in me. I know writing is my life purpose. I've known that since 2009. I didn't know asexuality was my life purpose as well until like I found asexual in 2014, started doing this channel in 2015. I didn't know that, right? I mean, life takes us on strange journeys. If I had all the sexual experience in the past, I wouldn't be able to do the erogenicity brand. I probably wouldn't even be able to do some of the videos I do and help so many people, because I wouldn't have that experience. If I hadn't had all the abuse and crap and whatever in my life, I wouldn't be able to help you guys. So as much as I wished no one would go through what I went through and people wouldn't go through their own traumas in life, everything happens for a reason, right? I went through that stuff so I could be here now. I had to go through all that rubbish to get to the good stuff. There's still going to be some rubbish that comes up for me, right? It's still going to happen, right? But we can learn from it. We can grow from it. We can develop. Everything happens for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like being around, you know, talking to sexuals again, it's going to be quite difficult. You know what I mean? But I'm just going to try and make the brand so it's aimed at those people that really want to improve their lives in a sexual manner, not the ones that just like, you know, that don't really want to improve their lives at all. Because that's, you know, people are going to have to pay money for the erogenicity brand stuff. A lot of it. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be a freebie. There's going to be a free ebook coming out first of all that'll lead to paid stuff. So there is going to be something free, but the majority of that's going to be paid for. You know, if sexuals want to know about sex and how to do it good and get more of it, then they can pay me to know how to do that, right? I had to go through all that rubbish with sexuals years ago. They can pay me to learn like what I had to go through, you know? So yeah, and that'll help fund obviously my asexual work, and you know, so a lot of it, although it might, you know, like, am I going to the dark side? Not really, because I'm going to be helping some other people with skills I've got. I'm going to be developing and growing myself and confidence in certain ways I'm currently not, probably in my own abilities and in my persona. And, you know, maybe I'll experiment more with some things, which would be kind of weird. And, you know, and it's going to be going in completely different direction in one way, but it's going to be really geared towards my mission, because the only way I can get asexuality recognised globally is getting through to the sexuals, the heterosexuals in particular, which makes up a large proportion of our population. And they don't understand what asexuality is. I mean, they clearly think the word asexual means I'm highly sexual. I still got a 17-year-old boy messaging me again last night. I blocked him now on my page. The one that wanted sex with me. And then he starts saying, oh, it can be any person, any girl. I'm like, what? 17 years old. What goes on in the world, you know? So yeah, it's going to be really eye-opening for me. This 2020 is going to be a very, very big journey for me. I'm probably going to be doing a lot more dating. I'm going to be clubbing tonight. I'm probably going to be dating more guys, kissing more guys, on the dating scene more with sexuals, which is going to be kind of like nerve-wracking and nerve-inducing for me. But I'm on mingle2.com. I feel better on there. I'm being more welcomed on there. I've gone in the forums now. But they like me. Some of the people are really liking the way I'm very strict about what I want. I don't want sex, don't want marriage, don't want kids, don't want to live together, don't do cooking and cleaning for a guy. You know, like one of the women really welcomed me. She thought she was asexual, but she said she's not actually asexual because she still wants a guy, but she's got to have a really strong connection to be able to do that and can't just do it with anyone. So she's said that, but she said, you're very welcome here. She said, it's nice to have you as a refreshing change on that site, right? And I'm doing research because you know, obviously if I'm gearing my erogenicity brand towards sexuals predominantly, I've got to know what the heck they want. Do you know what I mean? What's their biggest problems with relationships and dating and things like that? Some of them already talked about sex, and sex is obviously is one of the hot topics in their forum. So, you know what I mean? I'll probably, with my erogenicity brand, I probably might advertise on some of these sexual dating sites, right? Which can include Mingle, you know? So everything happens for a reason. I'm on there for a reason. Do you see how it all links together? You know, and when I'm talking about the erogenicity brand, I will be saying to people in the beginning of the course that I'm going to be doing that, you know, you have to make sure it's consensual, and that, you know, first of all, you have to make sure that you're on the same page, that you actually, you know, got the same sexual orientation or a compatible one with you. And, you know, that includes, like, for example, I'm asexual. I don't get the need, urge, or want for partner sexual intercourse. There are other people like me, you know. So before you even start, if you want a lot of sex, then don't get with an asexual person who doesn't want sex with you, or who can't give you a lot of it. Do you know what I mean? Because it'd be incompatible for you. So, you know, obviously people got different libidos, haven't they? You know? So like but a lot of the heterosexuals, they do need other heterosexuals to be with, just like a lot of asexuals need asexuals to be with. Doesn't mean to say it can't work out the heterosexual and asexual, but it depends on the individuals. But by and large, heterosexuals do a lot of the time need other heterosexuals. So yeah, but like I said, the erogenicity brands, like a lot of it could be also be used by those asexuals, the more sexual end of the spectrum, who don't want intercourse, or even the ones that have got sexual partners. If you've got a heterosexual partner, it's going to help a loads, especially because you can be teaching them as well what you want them to do to you to make the whole experience of sex better for you, because it'll be stuff that's not so focused on the intercourse and might make your body feel better. Do you know what I mean? And you might as well get some pleasure out of it, even if it's not the intercourse. You're getting pleasure. That's why that sex was good with my ex for 8.5 years, because he did other stuff. So by the time it came to doing that, I was already feeling quite good about my body and myself, and quite excited and stuff because of all the other stuff he was doing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I wanted to give you a heads up. I wanted to tell you what I'm doing. I wanted to tell you my plans, what are coming up. I think it's going to be very important. I think it is going to serve asexuals in a big way. I mean, just imagine, potentially I'm going to be able to talk to thousands of sexual people by doing that brand. Thousands of them, thousands of them. Even in the freebie, I can mention asexuality, which people will get stuff for free. I know loads of people will get the freebie, the free ebook report. Like, it's going to be like a white paper. I wouldn't even call it an ebook. It's going to be like basically 25 erogenous zones, about 25 erogenous zones of the body. I think there's 25, or maybe I just made that number up. Whatever erogenous zones I can find, anyway. I'm sure I need to do more research into that. So it might be 15 erogenous zones, not 25. But yeah, so you get my drift though. So I think it's going to be big. I think I need, I feel that the above, the heavens above, or whatever, I feel that they're telling me to do this. I feel it's what I'm meant to do. I feel that usually success that you have in your life is on the other side of fear. I'll repeat that: success is on the other side of fear. So sometimes the things that you're most fearful of in your life can be the things that make you most successful, that grow you, develop you as a person. So obviously I'm quite scared of sexual stuff and the erogenicity, some of the erogenicity brand stuff. If I'm quite scared of it, it might be because it's designed to grow me, develop me as a person. Also, like, it is going to be a way I can get asexuality talked about on a global scale in front of thousands of people. It's probably going to be the only way, to be quite perfectly honest with you. Yeah, I can write books, but books for asexuals, I'd need to write books for sexuals about asexuality as well. Do you know what I mean? But when I'm doing any books for sexuals, I will bring asexuality into it as well. So that's how that it'll become, the more that people see stuff, the more that people hear about it, the more it becomes normal. So that's why people believe heterosexuality is the normal sexuality, because it's like brainwashing, right? It's on the media, television, magazines, sculptures, paintings, whatever. It's all over the place. Soaps, products, pills, it's all over the place. And they normalize heterosexuality as being the normal sexuality because you hear about it. It's a form of brainwashing, right? So the only way that you're going to combat that and counteract that is by literally getting asexuality recognized as a sexual orientation in the sexual community, in the heterosexual world at large. The more that you can kind of infiltrate, I keep using this word, infiltrate that, the more that you can spread like a disease. No, I'm joking. Asexual disease, which is a good disease to have. But no, it's not a disease. Asexuality is not a disease. Sorry if I offended anyone when I said that, Asexuality is not a disease. It's not an illness. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not a condition. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And even if it was a disease, I'm glad I have it if it was, but it's not. So I have to cut that really now. Sorry. But what I'm trying to say is, I kind of like, the only way that asexuality is going to be better known on a global scale as a sexual orientation in its own right is if I get in there with the sexuals. Do you know what I mean? And be like their center and like spread my wings, spread my little flower petals around, and this is asexuality. Go to the core of the problem. The core of the problem is heterosexuals predominantly make up the world, right? In sexuality, they are the problem in the sense of not understanding asexuals, not hearing about it, not recognizing it. I don't expect them to convert to asexual world or life, because obviously they can't become asexual. They could, I guess, live in more of an asexual life in the sense they don't have sex, they've got an asexual partner, they don't have sex, but they can't become asexual, right? There's probably some asexuals amongst all the people that think they're sexual, right? So you might find more of them though. So the only way you can do it is literally like, you know, if you're like liquid and you pour liquid somewhere, it spans out, doesn't it? That's the only way I'm going to be able to do it, is by getting into the center of sexuals, which means helping them, to understand sexuality as a whole more. Understand that it's not just black and white, it's grey, which is very bizarre because I don't usually work in grey areas, but I have got grey areas in this respect. It's the only thing I really think I have got. So you know what I mean? It's the only way I can get it is going into the fire, as it were, and being the flames of light and spreading it all around. So that they take it seriously, you know, so that there's a lot more heterosexuals that understand it's normal for some people to be asexual, and they don't presume that everyone wants sex, so it can help prevent some sticky situations where, you know, there's potential rape involved, potential sexual abuse involved. You know, I'm not going to be able to cure the world's rape and sexual abuse problem. I wish I could. I wish I could stop everyone from doing that. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not God. I'm not, you know, I'm not a miracle worker in that respect. But if I can just help some people to have, you know, be in that position less, and for more heterosexuals to become better knowledgeable and more understanding, and thank you for the thumbs up, that not everyone wants sex, you know, not everyone needs sex, not everyone has to have it. Everyone has different comfort levels with touch and feel. Everyone has different comfort levels with what they want to do in sexual wise. Everyone does, right? Wherever they are on that asexual sexual spectrum, you know, they just do. And the more we can get into the mentality of individuality, the more we can get into mentality of consensual stuff, like people just saying, you know, like heterosexuals saying, you know, are you actually heterosexual? Because, you know, these days, you know, it's better to ask that, isn't it? Sometimes I ask guys, I say, you know, your partner, wife, but I presume it's your wife. I don't know these days. You know, is it a guy? Do you know what I mean? Is your husband? Because, you know, sometimes I say that to people now, because it's like, you know, it's the norm, isn't it? Really, more that some people who are guys are married to guys. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's a bit rude if you just assume it's a woman all the time they're married to. So I think it's really important that I get in a good way. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be nasty to sexuals. I'm not a nasty person. I don't want to be intentionally hurtful towards sexual people. I don't want to mistreat sexual people, you know. Just because I'm asexual doesn't mean to say I haven't got respect for sexuals. I've got friends that are sexuals. My parents obviously aren't asexual, you know. I don't want to be that person that's going in hell for leather, being directly horrible for the sake of being horrible to them, because that's not what I'm about. You know, I'm about creating better relationships in the world, creating more understanding between different genders and between different sexualities. Especially getting asexuality recognized in its own right as a sexual orientation. That's the only way I'm going to do it, is by literally going to the core of the problem, which is heterosexuals don't know about asexuality. They don't understand asexuality. They're oblivious to it even existing. And when they come across it, they're so uncomfortable that they decide to say it's not true or doesn't exist, which is blatantly not right. So that's the only way I can do it, is by literally getting in with the sexuals, and for them to like know and trust me as well, which is what I'm doing on mingle2.com site. And obviously, you know, I am a trustworthy person. You know, I have been in heterosexual relationships half my life. I do understand them quite a bit, you know. And so, you know, I think it's only going to be a really good thing going forward for asexuals and asexuality. It's probably going to be the biggest thing I'll do for asexuals in that way. You know, it's kind of like getting out of my comfort zone, doing really scary stuff. You know, like being a bit uncomfortable, being more uncomfortable. You know, I don't know how it's going to go, because when I talk to sexuals on the sexual dating site, and some of it I feel like sharks, and I feel like, ugh, do you know what I mean? It's like sex is such a, like, you can feel that even on their website, you can feel their sexual energy. I don't know how, I can feel their sexual energy. It's like they're on heat. It's like that all the time. When I'm on this channel, it's like freedom, you know. I'm talking about sex in an educational way, you know. Everyone's chilling out, we're all having fun, we're all like not needing sex, right? Usually, predominantly the majority of us. And when I go on that site, anything to do with sex, it's like they're panting like dogs wanting it, on heat all the time. Do you know what I mean? Even in the forums I pick that up, and it's like, oh my god, it's like kind of like, it's getting a bit hot in here in not a good way. I need to get out and cool off a bit, like as in cool off from all the sexual stuff going on. So I don't know how I'm going to get on with the erogenistic brand. I don't know how it's going to develop and grow me, but I'm sure it is. Some of the stuff I'm going to be very good at because I'm guessing I'm going to be exploring more of my sexual asexuality side behavior. So I guess that's going to come out more in me. I might get more confident in that way. I'm worried I might get too confident. I'm like, oh, Sandra, you might become one of those girls that actually is just so super confident in that you're like, maybe. But I keep getting guys who want to be dominated by me, so maybe. But I don't like BDSM stuff. But you know what I mean? Like, maybe just more guys need to learn from me. I mean, I get guys fancy me and wanting sex with me all the time. So when I do the erogenicity brand, it's not going to really be any different. It's just going to be like, probably hopefully they'll buy my course and membership because they just want sex with me, but I don't want sex with them, don't get me wrong. But maybe that'll be the incentive, like, oh, she's a beautiful girl, I'll just subscribe, I'll just buy her stuff because I just want to hear her voice and see her face. Do you know what I mean? Some guys are like that. They have fetishes, or they just fantasize about women, or they just like looking at a certain woman and they'll just buy their stuff because they just fancy the person. It does work out because obviously it's sexual attraction. I'm not sexually attracted to them, but it doesn't stop them being sexually attracted to me. That's how it works a lot of the time for them. So, you know, so it is a kind of exciting time for me. It's kind of like going to be like going into really grey area. It's going to be leadership in terms of making money online. That's going to be a very big deal for me. You know, I've never actually led that type of thing before. I deserve to lead that. I know what I'm doing. I've studied this type of thing for years. So, you know, I'm a lot more confident and ready to do that now. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting because the Asexual Guide to Sex book, I mean, that's going to be an incredible book. I mean, that should literally get in the hands of loads of sexuals as well and literally change the course of the world. The people who are the crazy ones who think they can change the world are usually the ones that do, which is a quote. I can't remember who by, but it's a quote. So yeah, that's what usually happens. You know, the people who think they can change the world are the ones that usually do. And I believe I've been probably on this planet Earth before, and I've come back to complete lots of life missions and goals, ambitions and dreams. And asexuality is my major one, you know, and this is the way I've got to go. You know, there's no two ways about it. You know, I've gone the entrepreneur way. So obviously I'm on Facebook. I've got a lot of entrepreneur friends. A lot of entrepreneurs now realize about asexuality. A lot of them understand it more. A lot of them have heard about it, you know, so it's not so foreign to them. I've taught, you know, just by being asexual and having the brand I have, you know, a lot more people know about it. You know, I've been on podcasts more, you know, so I am getting the word out there. So it is good. I'm getting into the entrepreneur world, which is what I always wanted. But there's thousands and thousands of people that aren't in the entrepreneur world that are sexual that need to know about asexuality. You know, I want a better future for us, both living in harmony side by side more. I want sexuals to understand us, you know, more. I want them to understand how we work, how we think, how we're different, how we're just not biological made up the way they are. You know, like I had a guy who was interested in me on mingle2.com site, right? And he was actually asking me about asexuality. He was trying to be very careful. So I hope you don't think I'm rude. I'm trying to find this out, right? But then when I told him that I was young, because he likes an older woman, I told him about the cinema. I told him about, like, you know, I have sparkly things in my home, like Iron Man lamp and all this lot. That kind of stopped him talking to me. So I don't think it was necessarily my asexuality. I think it was more the fact that I'm like a young girl, right? Because people who like an older woman tend to really like an older woman. I'm clearly not an older woman. I'm a young girl, right? I am an experienced woman. You know, obviously I'm going to be doing business stuff, teaching people how to make money online, selling physical products, doing the erogenicity. I'm going to, you know, be more, you know, be the woman adult a bit more in that respect, I guess. But I'm still a young girl. You know what I mean? I'll come on this channel to be myself, young girl. So do you know what I mean? I'm still very young, vibrant, energetic. I'm still a girl, really. It's like 21. So that's where I think of myself, you know? And so, you know, there's a lot of exciting stuff come up. I am very excited. I'm very scared. But, you know, on the other side of fear is success. On the other side of fear is a lot less pain because you brush, you know, you come through the fear. And on the other side of pain is usually, you know, your best life, you know? So, you know, I've thought long and hard about this. I don't personally think I can fail at it. I don't see it in any way, shape or form I can fail because, you know, if things go wrong, if things don't go according to plan, it's just life lessons that you learn from. That's it. Everything's just life lessons that you learn from. Everything's opportunities. You try something out. The problem is if you don't try things out and you regret it and you die on your deathbed thinking, I wish I'd done this, that and the other. I definitely want to teach people how to make money selling these physical products because that's something I've got a skill of, and you know I don't want to take that to the grave because people, you know, can be using that, you know. And like I said, you know, I want to get asexuality recognized throughout the globe as a sexual orientation in its own right. So this is the way I'm going to be doing it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a really long stream. I said it would be a short one tonight because I'm coming, but I did it earlier because I knew it would be long in the end. I really love you dearly. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me talk about this. I hope people have listened to the end about, you know, why I'm doing this, and it will help asexuality and asexuals a heck of a lot. I really, truly believe that. I love you to bits. I want to say thank you for everyone for being in chat. Thank you, Heather. I love you to bits. Thank you so much. Thank you, Fiola, for your support. Thanks for my best friend, Sam. You're amazing. Thank you to Eddie. You're incredible, even though you're not asexual. Thank you to Richard. Lots of love to you. I really appreciate you. Heather, have I said thank you to you? Thank you so much, Heather. Lots of love to all of you for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate you. If you haven't watched this video, please watch it from the beginning. I like you to see the whole thing, not just a little bit of snippet of it. It's really important you understand why I'm doing this as well. And obviously, I've got my, you know, I've got my guinea pig angel to think about and her future, not just my own, right? So anyway, and the future of asexuals and asexuality. Do you know what I mean? It's really important. Anyway, I love you and leave you for now. If you have already subscribed, thank you so very much. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit the great big subscribe button down below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified every time I go live right now and post a new video. Don't forget you can check this book out, Asexual Perspectives, down below with the link. And until next time, embrace your Kogi and each other. And I'll see you on the next video or live stream. Lots of love to you, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Thanks for tuning in.